Something's going on with my camera. Makes me look like I'm a slow motion, and I'm not doing nothing. It's not tracking me. This is part 5. Hopefully the last section of this visit with me on January 25th, Monday. Part 5. I was talking about Slipknot drummer, and you know, he's got the world by the balls in those videos, man. Jesus. He's got it. He's got the fireworks, he's got the revolving stage, he's strapped in with a seatbelt. You know, he's got Michael Myers and everybody's applauding. You know, he's got the double star in every angle too. You know, you can reverse it in every angle on his stage because he got it in multi-points. We used to study that stuff in the Russian Orthodox monastery, the type of stars and what those indicate in a, you know, metaphysical, you know, spiritual warfare or iconic manner. Comparative theologies is another topic of mine that I won't go into because I'm very, very small on this. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got no study in that at all. I just am aware that they exist and people die over these things. People actually get killed over their debate and they're arguing with the wrong people, trying to save a picture that was painted like 100 years ago. People will slice your throats to kill them rather than, and people will die for it. Priests have died for it. I remember a picture of this young priest in his 20s, or 20s, in Russia, not too long ago. Father Adrian, I forgot his last name, but I saw his picture of his body as it was, you know, right after they sliced his. He bled to death. They sliced him to bleed him to death because he wouldn't give up a picture to the Russian mob at the time, a few years ago. It wasn't that many decades ago. And that was a spooky picture. It was spookier than any zombie movie I ever saw because it was a real corpse picture from a bleed. And it's terrible. I want to say, you know, well, there are things I can't say on the camera that I'll say to a priest, but what I will say is, you know, I'm aware of so much crap on the internet. It didn't make me a deviant. I physically won't act on any craziness. I have shame and humiliation for knowledge that can't be forgot, more or less. That at least it's not so fresh and, you know, like a physical visual image, but it is something of a internal awareness that, you know, there's so much shit going on and so many setups with the international police and all kinds of people. You know, I kind of have my own investigations I'm conducting myself as a private citizen, because the internet to me is a new technology. It's a new world for me. I hated the computers all these years. I didn't want to sit here and blind myself in an empty room. I thought people who had to sit in front of a computer definitely needed to be on pills or something to have the ability to sit, you know, to sedate themselves, to take the kind of pain it takes to just sit there all day and stare at a light screen, you know. I thought that kind of way, you know, physicality about it. So I ended up years later on the internet realizing, you know, there's a universe of crap going on over here. It's basically the same old shit repeated. That's the human condition. But the idea that, you know, with communication and telecommunication, global communication, you know, I use the internet not just for what I add to it. I use the internet believing I'm monitored. You know, we had the question of who's monitoring who and what's legal and isn't legal, but yet it's still being done. When I was attending a community college in town, they had a little computer room where there was definitely, they were monitoring everybody. The guy was literally speaking Russian in Utica, New York, in the back room. And I met him because I had a problem online in in one of their computer labs, and I had to go talk to the big room, right? And I went in the room, and the guy was, you know, I basically understood it was spying, right? Yeah, he's spying. Yeah, that's all. It's understood. You have to know that that's happening. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's happening. You know what? And everything I do on the internet, whether it's a porno or anything at all, anything, I understand with the knowledge that my IP address is being available, and like a phone number. And I'm not proud of everything I've done, believe me. The kind of shit that I've been through the freak show. I've seen it. I've seen enough of it. And I wanted to say, if nothing else, for 2010, I can't keep thinking, it's even remotely an option. It's not an option. It's not an option. I'm not a saint, believe me. But it's not an option. There's distortion and deviancy that is just not an option. I'm putting my foot down in my heart. I've done this before. I've only gotten strange over injury and emotional nonsense. Basically isolation is all it is. God knows the police aren't ever going to stop watching me, and that's fine. That's what they're there for. Alright? That's cool. I hope it's cool. And I trust you. Alright? I'll trust everybody who's got their job to put their nose in my life. Alright? You do your job, alright? Let me have a chance to do mine. Alright? Because I'm not the Unabomber. And I'm not the child molester. And I'm not going to be a lot of crap for $1. Alright? For $1. Alright? And that's why I'm unemployed, disabled, a single dad, and an undiscovered musician after decades of being a musician, and married twice, and I didn't make a baby by myself in a petri dish, and I'm accepting the role that I have to take on. Hopefully, I believed being on the internet initially was going to allow me to be found by somebody anywhere in the world, anywhere, and actually get an opportunity, not just a job, but an opportunity to meet them and go live there, with people I want to live around. I haven't got any offers yet, and I'm going to increase my online presence, my frequency of being online, until somebody somewhere says something to me. And that's another comment. I don't have any feedback at all. After 3 years of being online, I got very minimal in comments and emails and acknowledgement that I'm on. But yet I got a lot of hits and a lot of views. Somebody somewhere is looking at me for something. And it's starting to spook me out, not in a big head, but in a more confident manner, that I better get my shit together, and I better be ready to pack my bags. As a man, I better be able to live with who I am a little bit better, to be worth a damn. And hopefully somebody's going to see the value in me eventually. I haven't very much success at all for online dating and sex sites and all this other shit. I've had my share, but you know what? I'm too. Not really though. Not really. To be totally honest, I have zero luck, and there might be a reason for that too. And as far as the blessing in disguise theory, I prefer to see the obvious curse. It's better to know honest enemies than dishonest friends. And I'm going to leave it with that. End of part 5, I guess. End of video. January 25th, Monday. For now. Maybe I'll do some music later.